Hi Mike, thanks for another opportunity to download some more information from you on this platform. It's very good of you.
Hi John, no problem at all.
This is quite timely because 2 weeks ago the DfT published Decarbonising Transport, a Better Greener Britain. And the statements relating to rail in that document were pretty much what Network Rail said in their traction decarbonising statements that they published last July, I think. And so one of the statements in there that actually was quite interesting was, and I've got it written down here, the deployment of battery and hydrogen rolling stock on both an interim and permanent basis will be critical in achieving decarbonisation of rail. So from our point of view, and aside from our own project work, which does involve reopening a railway line to passenger services, there's also DfT's programme of restoring your railway. And many of those, as you know, will not have electrification on those lines, and so will need some form of traction power system on board the train. So yeah, this just seems like a great time to put something out there and talk about these systems.
Totally agree. Yeah, I mean, it is a very exciting time to contemplate these options, but also a very necessary time, of course, because if we are going to decarbonise railways, if we are going to find ways of getting rid of diesel, and we want to expand the network as well in a cost-effective way, we're probably going to need every tool in the box.
Sure, for sure. So the first sort of section of this conversation that I really wanted to touch on, I've kind of called evolution, not revolution, because when we spoke last time, it was really quite clear to me that the actual changes that we're making to the trains are actually quite modest. They will still look like the same trains that run around the countryside today, and it's easy to overlook the complexities of actually achieving that, and I'm sure there are complexities, but are there real risks associated with it in terms of new rolling stock like this?
So you're absolutely right. I mean, basically what we're doing is electrifying everything. The only difficult bit, or the only different bit between each type of technology, is how we get the electricity to the motors that drive the train. So if we have electrification on overhead wire, that's very straightforward, easily understood, and very familiar to us all. But it is, you're right, with battery and hydrogen, which are both used as different types of energy store, that we are then carrying on board the energy that drives the train. And we choose which one of those technologies we want to use based on the range we need to travel and the different natures of the service that apply. And simulate routes, simulate operations, and make sure that we have sufficient energy reserve on board the train to do what we need to do. But at some point or other, we have to refuel it or recharge it, depending on the parlance that you want to use. So that does entail the additional infrastructure, and it does bring with it an element of system rollout rather than just traction technology rollout. You can't deploy these trains without the system support behind them and the infrastructure necessary to support them. Now, is that a risk? Practically speaking, I guess yes, it is. You've got to do it. The technologies are known and understood, and to a greater or lesser extent deployed. There aren't yet the heavy-duty chargers recharging trains around the network, and there aren't yet hydrogen refueling stations. But what they look like, what they need to be, and what they need to deliver is fairly well understood. And so from there, we've got to translate that into actual product on the ground.
Yeah.